Donald Trump doesn't give a about what happens to you or me or the rest of the country. And that's not just me saying that, that's what his own team is saying in response to everything going wrong right now. He's at the peak of just not giving a anymore. Bad news stories, doesn't give a He's gonna do what he's gonna do. Cool, nothing screams man of the people like the people. So to that I say,
interesting the president chose to go play golf today. I mean, does he...
I think long ago he stopped caring about certain optics, and he's made very clear during this presidency he's going to do what he wants.
How was the golf tournament?
Very good, because I won. It's good to win. You heard I won, right? Did you hear I won? Yeah. Just to back it up, you were there, I won.
What's your handicap these days?
Very low. I have a very low handicap.
And let's not ignore the hypocrisy of Donald Trump golfing when we remember how much time that he spent screaming into the void about Obama golfing during his presidency.
Obama, it was reported today, played 250 rounds of golf.
Everything's executive order, because he doesn't have enough time because he's playing so much golf. Obama ought to get off the golf course and get down there. I'm going to be working for you. I'm not going to have time to go play golf.
He played more golf last year than Tiger Woods.
Guy plays more golf than people on the PGA Tour.
I love golf. I think it's one of the greats, but I don't have time.
If I were in the White House, I don't think I'd ever see Turnberry again. I don't think I'd ever see Doral again.
I'm not going to be playing much golf, believe me. If I win this, I'm not going to be playing much golf.
Sure, Jan.
And let's not forget, during his first term, Trump's golf trips cost U.S. taxpayers over $140 million. That is more than any president in American history. And since starting his second term, Donald Trump has spent every weekend at Mar-a-Lago costing us, the taxpayers, millions of dollars.
Let's talk about the fact that as of March 30th, Trump's golfing has cost us approximately $26 million. And the last time I checked, we're not getting anything in return for that. So I will get back on my remarks, but I just wanted to point out that maybe we need to talk about the president and his golfing habits. In fact, he decided that he was going to golf as the markets were tanking. He decided he was going to golf instead of receiving 4 heroes who died serving this country. He has decided that he wanted to play games while the rest of us are really trying to make sure that we can serve the American people.
You know, it's not just playing golf. He went down to a Saudi-backed golf tournament that his family business does business with to speak at some event related to that. So yes, all of this
and did not go to the return of service members.
And did not go to the transfer of the dignified transfer of remains of those fallen service members.
But you know who didn't do that while they were president?
With no fanfare, telling only a small group of reporters, President Obama left the White House just before midnight and boarded Marine One. After a 40-minute flight, he landed at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. A C-17 transport plane had just arrived there, bearing the remains of 18 Americans killed this week in Afghanistan. After meeting privately with their families, the president and other dignitaries boarded the plane to welcome the fallen heroes home and join a chaplain in a brief prayer.
Obama stood on that tarmac. He saluted every casket because that's what a leader does. But Trump, he'd rather salute a check from the Saudis.
He is not messaging this in a way that suggests that he understands what average people might be going through right now. And part of what it is he is convinced he is right. He is convinced he's going to show people he is right. He has believed in terrorists for 40 years.
This moron is too busy to leave the country, but somehow has time to launch a half-baked tariff plan that looks like it was written by ChatGPT on NyQuil and sends the global economy into a tailspin.
He wanted to do this last time, and he was stymied by a bunch of advisors who were much more pro-free trade. And now he's going to do what he's going to do. He's doing it in a very different economy, post-COVID. He is doing it on a much broader scale with these tariffs. And I think most significantly, Anderson, with a formula that does not make sense to a lot of people. That, once people were looking at what this formula was, it was difficult to comprehend. It's difficult for people in the administration to explain, and they will acknowledge that privately. So whether any of this impacts him and his approval numbers, I think, is the question.
And when asked about the fallout, Trump's advice was this.
Well, I mean, it's to be expected where this is a patient that was very sick. So it was a sick patient. It went through an operation on Liberation Day. And it's going to be a booming country.
Donald Trump is really fixated on this whole doctor-patient analogy.
I think it's going very well. It was an operation, like when a patient gets operated on, and it's a big thing. I said this would exactly be the way it is.
But because Donald Trump doesn't know anything about the economy or how tariffs work, I know for a fact that someone gave him that analogy, and now he's just fixated on it.
And it's, it's like a patient is sick, you have to do surgery. Patient is very, very sick. And Joe Biden handed us over a country that was in very serious trouble, economically and in every other way.
Donald Trump is so tone deaf that he thinks economic anxiety is a minor side effect like dizziness and dry mouth.
Sir, President Trump played golf over the weekend. He posted a video of himself golfing. Do you think that was a bad look, considering where the markets were?
No, I don't think American people care that much. They understand that presidents relax on the weekends and get away. It doesn't mean that he wasn't talking on the phone when he was on the golf course or wasn't in meetings. I don't think there's ever really a time when a president is not on call and is not thinking about or talking with his plans. So I don't think people hold that against him.
I'm sorry, what?
Not the case. I mean, look at this. Tariffs of 10% or more on trading partners favor 39%. Opposition way up there, 57%. And of course, these tariffs are still in place. Just because you removed some of them didn't mean you removed all of them. It was almost as if, well, I did a little something good, so everything's going to be okay. I don't think the American public's going to necessarily feel that way, because there is big opposition to one of the biggest tariffs that still remains in effect.
So while your 401k was bleeding out and the economy spiraled into a self-inflicted MAGA-made disaster, Donald Trump was doing what he does best. Playing pretend king at a golf course he owns, winning a tournament he runs at a club that prints him trophies like it's North Korea with a driving range. And just so everyone knew how amazing Dear Leader was on the back nine, he had the White House send out a press release. The president won his second round matchup of the Senior Club Championship today in Jupiter, Florida, and advances to the championship round tomorrow. You've gotta be kidding me. Trump's not leading, he's golfing through a crisis like he's Nero with a 9-iron. Only instead of fiddling while Rome burns, he's handing himself participation trophies while the economy crashes and soldiers come home in caskets. This is not a presidency, it's a country club LARP session. Your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. Upgrade your sleep this year. Go to trymiracle.com/Gabe to try Miracle Sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo Gabe at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Gabe and use promo code Gabe to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Gabe to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. And if you thought, hey, maybe Trump will see people suffering and finally read the room.
Good luck with that.
How was the golf tournament?
Very good, because I won. It's good to win. You heard I won, right? Did you hear I won? Just to back it up, you were there, I won.
What's your handicap
I like
these
to win
days?
very low. I have a very low handicap.
People need to realize this is what happens when you elect a con man like Donald Trump. He'll take your money, spend it on himself, and then move on to the next script because he doesn't care about anyone but himself. I mean, just look at the way he tries to buy influence and make his friends wealthier. This was very apparent when Donald Trump manipulated the stock market by telling people to buy the dip right before announcing a pause on his tariffs.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million.
Suspicious.
And another scam that Donald Trump is involved in is his gold corruption cards. Is it just me, or did those things look like something out of Willy Wonka?
Hey, you've got it! You've got the last golden ticket!
Now, if golfing through an economic meltdown wasn't bad enough, Trump also skipped a dignified transfer ceremony at Dover Air Force Base honoring 4 fallen U.S. soldiers because it interrupted his tea time with the Saudis at a live golf tournament. And unsurprisingly, veterans and military families were outraged. One veteran said, "I can't begin to express my disgust with what his admin is doing to the troops and the veterans. Coming home from dying in service and I'm going to hang out with the Saudis because of golf? I'm disgusted at a minimum." He continued, "Virtually every other president we've had has had the honor and integrity to recognize those who have paid the ultimate price, who have made the ultimate sacrifice which they made for their fellow human being. Trump has never shown gratitude and respect for those who gave. Absolutely just wrong on this issue. And honestly, no one should be surprised. This is Trump we're talking about, the guy who had his family doctor say he had bone spurs so he could dodge the draft 5 times.
I had a foot thing and I had deferment for that.
Despite the fact Trump had been active in various sports, including basketball and baseball. According to Selective Service records obtained by CNN, Trump had been out of school for 18 months before the lottery even began.
He's the kind of guy who would rather host a golf tournament with the Saudis than show for American heroes coming home in caskets. Because Trump doesn't believe in sacrifice unless it involves you losing something so he can gain something. Another veteran's wife said, "I am very sad for our president who was offered that honor and opportunity but chose not to accept it. I'm sure it would have meant a lot to those families to have our military's commander-in-chief with them to greet our fallen heroes at Dover." And while Trump was busy golfing and couldn't be bothered, this is how Lithuanians honored our fallen troops. They treated our soldiers with reverence, with ceremony, and with genuine human respect. But meanwhile, back in Florida, Trump couldn't even spare a moment of attention or an ounce of respect for the people who had died serving under his command. This wasn't a scheduling conflict, it was a choice. Just like it was a choice when Trump called Americans who died in war losers and suckers. Trump looked at those 4 draped coffins and thought, I've got Saudis to impress. Let that sink in. And it didn't stop there. Another veteran said, "It is just another data point that proves President Trump doesn't give a damn about America's military service members or veterans. He can't comprehend the concept of serving a greater cause than oneself. Nothing matters to him other than money, power, and ego, and that is why he looks down with contempt on those who would die in service to their country. He truly does see us as suckers and losers, and for this, he does not deserve the title of Commander-in-Chief. Our brave soldiers and their families deserve so much better than him. This is a big fucking deal, and Trump chose to spit in these families' faces." So yeah, while the economy collapses, soldiers return in coffins, and Americans struggle to buy groceries, Trump is busy lining his pockets, hoarding golf trophies, and skipping solemn duties to chase Saudi cash. Because this isn't about leadership, it's about loyalty to himself. He doesn't respect the troops, he doesn't care about working families, he doesn't even care about you or me. And because he doesn't care, it means that we have to.
Because as you stand here right now, we have gone from a Trump slump to a Trump train wreck. We are going into a red recession. Our 401ks are 201ks. Our costs at Walmart and Home Depot and Target, where 4 out of 5 of the things we buy are from overseas, are going up. And where is Donald Trump? He's golfing. So to Donald Trump, I say, get your ass off the golf course and face the people.
What Was That is fully independent and runs entirely on your support. There's no team, no corporate backing, just me cutting through the noise and calling out the bullshit. So if you value my work and want to help keep this show going, please become a paid subscriber today at whatwasthat.show. You'll get exclusive episodes, deep dive breakdowns, and articles you won't find anywhere else. That's whatwasthat.show. Go check it out and help support independent journalism. Prefer to listen while you're on the go? What Was That is available on all major podcast platforms. Apple, Spotify, you name it. Until next time, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?